Let's move on to some of the questions we got from Twitter then. We'll start off with a tweet we got from Riley Gale 18 asking, could Max have won and could George have got points if he didn't retire?
Oof, that's a tough one. I'm going to take the lead on this one. Could Max have won and could George have got the points if he didn't retire? I think Max had a really strong competitive car this week. Obviously, got the fastest lap towards the end of the race, on the last lap, I believe, which he was very happy about. Could he have won? I think he had a couple of opportunities to take on that Mercedes. Obviously, we had the start and then we had the safety car restart, and both chances Hamilton or Bottas drove away quite significantly, actually. So could he have won? I don't think so. I don't think the car had the pace for the track.
It would have been quite a push, wouldn't it?
It would have been quite a push. I mean, we would have to have some interesting weather for a chance for any other car to get on the podium. I mean, the podium was fantastic as it was, but for a Red Bull to win a race this year, I think was something drastic is going to have to happen with the car or with the weather or strategy. And unfortunately, the weather didn't give us that opportunity like it looked like it would do at the beginning of the week. Could George have got points if he didn't retire? I love George. I think at the end of every podcast, I say next week he's going to get points. I really think they were possible. I really do think they were possible this week. At one point, Latifi was running in P13 and, George was a couple of places above him before his mishap into turn one.
I think George was P12 before he retired, I think.
Yeah, and then a couple of cars obviously positioned above him retired. Mm-hmm. Ocon, Bottas and Albon. So he would have been running in the points, no doubt.
And Norris as well.
And Norris, blimey. So he would have definitely been running in the points. Whether he would have finished in the points, I would have liked to think so. But this is racing, and I think it's just going to make his first points even more sweeter when it happens because he's come so close to points, and he just hasn't got it yet. So yes, I think George could have got points because of the amount of cars which retired, but he was one of those cars, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the race pace where the Williams seems to suffer as well. I think it might have been tricky for him even with the retirements. Yeah, a lot of retirements would have made it possible, like you say. Hard to say for certain. I think we'd like to think that he could. It was definitely an opportunity, but hopefully another one will come around. And again, like you say, Max, unlikely he could have won. The Red Bull is getting closer to the Mercedes in terms of overall performance. They are closing that gap a little bit as the season goes on. They're not quite there yet, and they are relying on Max to make it happen. So unlikely for a Max win, unless, like you say, the rain did come down. Maybe you could use some of those Brazil 2016 skills, but wasn't an option.
Hamilton's very good in the rain as well. So, it would have been, I reckon it would have completely leveled the playing field because you've got two brilliant drivers who are equally as good in the rain. So maybe the Red Bull would handle better in the rain, as we've seen before. You never know.